here and welcome to part 44 of Final Fantasy 15 here. So now we are in this place where the world is destroyed. So I know because I was spoiled that. So I know that it's been supposed to be 10 years. I believe. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I heard at least. So I'm definitely wondering when you beat the game if I can revert what he has done, because we saw that, for example, the chef at Golden Coast, she was probably the Naga. I guess she's a Naga. But anyway, she was a monster, right? She has been killed, or like just was a monster. Maybe I killed her now with my magic, and so on. So yeah, the time skip has been definitely bad for the rest of the planet. So anyway, I guess I just have to run up here now, because yeah, I didn't see any car here. Actually, it's a huge distance to run, It actually is. Yeah, unfortunately, fighting the new demon enemy in the wall. Strongest, highest level boss of one year. See that I'm older now. Actually, reminds me of my cousin, actually, not just like now. I think it's the hair and some of the beard. Actually, reminds me a lot of my cousin Adam, actually. But yeah, I was thinking about the storyline of the game that we saw yesterday. I further on read a little about that enemies everywhere now. Necromancer and so on. Yeah, this should be short. I also read one comment that was really retarded, to be honest. Someone was like, "Oh my god, the new weapon from your father is the worship in the game. It's weaker than any weapon you could buy in the last 10 hours or so." Yeah, because its attack power is really low. That was like, that's why he thought that that chapter sucked. It was like, oh yeah, this chapter is horrible chapter, and the weapon is useless. It's a weak weapon. It's weak at all. Yeah, it is. But maybe you think about the stats, right? So I am currently using it with the scepter, right? And the scepter has 150 magic power. This is 100, right? So it actually is the best magic weapon in the game after the scepter. It's the second best magic weapon. It also gives you vitality, which is pretty good. So you take less damage, right? So it actually is quite a good magic weapon. The second best, or arguably the best one, because it is also more defensive stats. Because you're doing like, because you're doing so much magic anyway, right? So yeah, it's kind of like maybe you should actually play the game, in your brain. No, but I hate kind of comments like, "Oh my god, open it second." Yeah, because you understand how it works. So you're judging something, you're like, "Oh god, that's bad game design." So they gave you this really low attack weapon here in the storyline, so they did suck. It's more like, no, they gave you a magic-based weapon, which actually is pretty good. Yeah, what the hell? Maybe a car now, because yeah, it can take forever to run otherwise, right? But I'm gonna go back in this playthrough. I'm gonna go back in time when we can this playthrough. I wanted to finish the whole other one on this playthrough, and I'm gonna go back as soon as we can. I have to meet the other guys, I guess.
Dare?
タルコット・ハスタです。祖父がアミスティア家に仕えて。
タルコット？
はい。
マジか。
マジです。ノクティス様ですよね。はい。はい。そうです。え？ああ、ノクティス様、変われって。
会ってからでいいよ。
会ってからって。はい。わかりました。じゃあ。
Sid might be dead though, because he was really old as well, so.
またお会いできて本当に良かったです。
あ、お前もでかくなったな。
そうですね。あれが10年前だから。
10 years。
10年。
今頃みんな喜んでると思います。
あいつらはどこに？
基本的にはレスタルムです。ハンマーヘッドにもちょくちょく。工場まだあそこにあるんですよ。シドニーさんが作業に出向く時の護衛や荷物運びですね。
へ
Yeah, I want to see Cindy.
あ、皆さんハンマーヘッドの近くにいるそうなんで、そこで合流することになりました。ノクティス様の姿が消えてしまってから
The bomb swamp.
完全に夜だけになったんです。明かりはレスタルムのメテオだけが頼りで、人はだいたいそこに集まってま
Yeah,
す。
that makes sense.
他の場所は？
死骸に襲われることが増えたんで、廃墟になってるとこばかりですよ。ハンマーヘッドも
So his plan,
Saving
I
Potion to
think it's
stay
kind of his
out
plan,
of
right? Just
the
ruin the whole
water.
planet. It's like this
死
immortal
骸退
guy.
治の拠点にも使われたりで、
Sounds
人
so.
は出入りしてて、一応まだ店やってるってのは
Yes,
本
it's
当
really.
に
This
珍
is
しいん
a
で
bit
す。
about your Zelda, you know. It's like you just time skip
Shiro
up in
は生きてんの？
Zelda. Ocarina of
生
Time.
きてますよ。
And of course,
でも
you
何
will
度か
not
体
spend
調
years
崩
and
し
the
て
whole fucking place is ruined,
最
right?
近ちょっと元気が
Yeah,
ない
it's like
で
everything is
す。レ
burned
スタ
down
ル
to
ム
the
に引っ
ground.
越したからかな。工場ともども移動するって話もあったんですが、工場だけはあの場所にって大騒ぎでした。あれの場所が変わったら別物なんだって。
まあそう言いそうだわ。
シドニーさんも気にしてないから、工場はしばらくあの場所かな。今のシドさんはイグニスさんの届ける新鮮な魚料理だけが楽しみみたいです。
This is gonna, you know, pretty
死骸
horrible
が増
here,
えて
right? It's like, but
やっぱ
actually,
り
this
い
is kind
ろ
of
んなところで
kind
被
of
害
something
にな
issue,
って、
right? Because FX7,
今は
you
イ
have
ギ
to
リス
save the
の
world,
が中心
but
に
you
なっ
let
て
the world get ruined
死骸
first.
退治
You
を
let
各
get
地
the
で
first,
請け
you
負
know,
ってま
like
す。
pretty much
グラ
destroy
ディ
the
オさんた
planet.
ちは
Pretty
しょっ
almost,
ちゅう
right?
そこで
Yeah,
手
like
伝い
burn
を
the
し
whole
ます
planet
よ。
pretty much to the ground,
特
right?
にプロン
And
プトは
then,
ハ
you
ン
know,
マーヘ
one
ッ
year
ド
goes
中心
something
に。
and the whole planet, the content
で
shifts
も
and
今
so on, and then you go
シドニーさん
beat
仕
him.
事人間だからな。
イグニスも
言ってます。
However, though, I would say this.
最初はみんな止めたんで
It
すけ
feels
ど、
like they're not gonna actually
どう
use
せ
it. The
暗
whole
闇だから
planet has changed now.
目
Like,
が
there's
見えて
demons
も意味ない
everywhere.
って。
It doesn't feel like they actually are using
そう
the.
ですね。
And there's no new,
で
you
も
know,
イグニ
levels
スさん
and
は
so on.
だいたい
Just
一
the
人で
force,
平気って
right?
感
Yeah,
じで
six,
す。
they actually
実
use it,
際
right? So you had the
グラ
first
ディオさん
game,
やプロンプト
you
も
know, the play of the game,
3
right?
人常に一
And
緒って感じでは
then
ない
you
んです
lose
よ。
the world, which kind of
それぞれ仕
jobs
事を受けてて、
and then you have a
一
new
緒の
world.
時もあるし、
It's much more
そう
burned
じゃない
down, but
時
you
も
have
ある
some
感じで。
continents and islands, all right. So you actually have a new section you want to explore. Here it's like, well, the same world. So it's more like Dark World in Zelda, right? So it's more like, you know, same world, same location.
ノクティス様、
works.
着きましたよ。
So,
皆さん本当に喜ぶでしょうね。
probably just
Ah.
in a way.
僕はもう少しここにいますので、もし何か聞きたい時にはいつでも話しかけてください。
Cool if you explore for this this version of the world then. And like redo some dungeons but like 10 times harder because it's demons everywhere, so inside it's even worse, so it'll be interesting. But otherwise, yeah, definitely it's kind of similar to Zelda, where it's like even if you save the world now, the world has been in, you know, torment for 10 years, so pretty much fucked up anyway, right? Yeah, it's pretty similar to many fantasy games. They're usually kind of
お何が王だ。ずいぶん遅かったじゃねえかよ。
kind of weird how they use.
本当に帰ってきたんだな。
なんだ
Live 10 years. Okay, more beer on Prompto.
待ちくたびれたぞ。
I assume Ignis can see now. Even though he lost one eye, probably can see another one.
悪かったな。いろいろ話がある。
Now
中で
the
聞
scrolls
こ
are actually gone now. Yeah, this is a bit older. Like his chin is a little bigger. Yeah, so he's clearly hiding in insomnia. Okay, so it's kind of paw. Okay. So it's like smug that's covering. And it's machine built or like. But yeah, it feels like he wants to die, you know, like I said earlier, because it's kind of like he has ruined the planet now, but he didn't kill us off. This is kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna let them, you know, come back at me one day. Yeah, like I want to fight them at their full force, or there's no point of it. It's kind of like I think it's kind of nihilistic step, I think. He wants to lose in a way. the boys just disappear, I suppose. Yeah, now just finding selling better stuff. As they have at the head, the hunt headquarter.
いらっしゃい。
No new music.
またどうぞ。
Okay, for this playthrough is gonna be, you know, it's gonna be like go back in time and Umbra, and we're gonna explore the last hunt, I suppose. It might be a really bad pick because I still have no idea what the last hunt is. I mean, I got all the weapons, so the treasure was the weapon. So I was like, okay, this is not done in the last club and so on. At least, yeah, I mean, so yeah, I don't know really. I must have missed on hunt somewhere. Something I haven't triggered, so I can't get the last hunt. Right, because it's like it has to be one hunt somewhere. Because I have 29 of 30 in what's called stars. Yeah, stars. I was like, what the hell is it in game? Stars. So I need one more star. I'll take all like 3 more. Oh, yeah, something like that. One, maybe I'll 3 more. Anyway, one more mission done. To actually. How the hell do you leave this place? It's clearly it's aiming. Yeah, one more hunt. Oh, that has to be done. A lot of like weapon weapons. So I'm confused. How did I leave this place? Okay, so yeah, it's much more. Defended than last time, it makes sense. It's little ridiculous there. But I'm supposed to go now. This is constitutes over here right then. Maybe the car again? Where's Talcott? Actually, the orders are in. Maybe we can get back in time right now actually. Actually probably just so I'm gonna try to find the last hunt now. Yeah, so you can go to either one of them, yeah. Well, yeah, I actually read about that, because I was complaining about the red text there, and it made no sense, and so on and so forth. Apparently, that wasn't a patch that you could summon Umbra in chapter 13. Apparently that was added because that was like a very long chapter, right? And it was very yeah, people were playing about it and saying, oh, at least patch are gonna fix that because now you can do like half the dungeon and then go to Umbra. I just did the whole dungeon, right? Because that's really like, well, committing to the dungeon in this whole playthrough. But yeah, they actually added in, they were complaining about earlier in the game that you have Umbra at, you know, different locations there because there was no reason. And I wish they had done it in more places because there was, for me, there's no reason why you don't have Umbra at like. Oh, you know, like what's it called, like rank. It's called. Not rank, but chapter, like chapter 13 and so on. So there's 10, 9, 11, so they also should have had Umbra Casting. I just never fished at this place. About it. It's probably a fish actually. No, I don't have a fish there. There's a fish in there.
Yeah, gondola 乗ってかない?
So let's do the gondola. Yeah, that's fish over there. Well, yeah, the whole storyline part, yeah, that story was pretty good. But I think it's always importantly for 8 of 10, I guess. 15 is that it's always like I want more of it, you know. People are like, oh yeah, it's a storyline, but I want more of it. Like I guess they have like, you know, they might need more. They might feel that, oh, we need to have, you know, vocalized, like everything's more, the right things, they take more time and so blah blah. Maybe, but it really seems to me that you could have much more story, especially Bahamut. That seems to knew everything about Lucy's the guy, right? And yes, definitely we should have more. It had more meat than that, so you learn more about him as well. Definitely. It's yeah, for sure. You should have more of that. And thinking about it's the end of this game, but it's always like you always feel like there should be more of this. And I was thinking about that a lot yesterday, the opposite game. And I was like, you know, in the old games, like 7, 6, you would have like, you know, like 10 pages of text, right? I really miss that, you know. I really miss that. I want that. Like, give me the, you know, numerous pages to read and learn everything about the characters and so on. Give me the new storyline. This is like, well, okay, let's have them, you know, talk for like 2 minutes. That's what's comparable. About that, but I really missed that. I wanted more, you know, slow down. Text. Yeah, but really, like I thought yesterday, I want the blue box with the white text on it. I can read a book. That's, you know, Japanese against for me, and this guy definitely needed it. It feels like they have this character, they have the premise, and everything, but it's not really fleshed out. Like, you want more details. Like, I'm still unsure if he's the first king or not, because that was my prediction, and I think that if I understood correctly so far, is that he was the first guy to get the crystal, but the crystal didn't accept him as in the movie. And that was a big blunder, I think, absolutely in the game, that you put the ring and the story reaction. That was bad. Let's play to use the ring, and actually it was second Petro, but yeah, at the beginning of the Let's Petro, or the end, I guess, of the. So you put the ring on you, and it's no like where's those kings saw in the movie. That was really bad. I think really bad. Like, didn't have to be much. Like, you know, 1 minute cutscene them, or less, 30 seconds of them talking to her, not saying, "Oh, you think you're ready now, boy?" Or that's everybody goes into that. You know, use something. It felt kind of weird. Just kind of like it never existed. But it also be because they made the movie maybe after they made the game, or like simultaneously, but that part was also maybe they added that afterward. That definitely is kind of incoherent. Definitely is incoherent. Switch here. That was probably the worst part actually of the whole thing. But yeah, actually I think prompt was the worst part. One of the things. But anyway, yeah, I think the storyline is like. I think I was almost on the right spot. I mean, my prediction was pretty correct there. Not entirely, but I was like, he's probably the first king, like my ancestor, the first guy to have the magic power or something. Maybe he created the demons. I was like, yeah, I was going for that right, and I was pretty much right in the demon things. He was potentially the brother of my ancestor or something like that, or maybe he was. It was kind of unclear, unfortunately. I have to say though, the game did not flesh it out enough, right? So. Maybe do it more in the next episode, but I don't think so. But yeah, it was like he's probably have some relation to the first king then, who got the magic, and he was supposed to be burned, I guess, and instead of getting burned, he got become immortal for some reason. So you know, and then they fought, and he was like sealed or something, I guess. So the demons are supposed to live so he's some kind of living. I would say even some kind of living Satan kind of guy, you know, creating demons, walking the earth, trying to like corrupt it. Where our ancestors are kind of like the, you know, the anti part of the world. Right?
それじゃあ要件を伺おう。面倒なのがいてね。頼めるかい?
Yeah, I do one more rank. I think that.
いつでも寄ってくれ。
So it's gonna be here though. Hoping to be here. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely unsure what the last rank or the last hunt would be. So I think I have been everywhere. And yeah, this place has no other like. Where has a damn gondola? There's a shop. Here it is somewhere. Then go to in again. This is. This should be close by. But yeah, that's kind of weird. And again, his motivation, I hope is in the next match. Instead of being batshit crazy and evil, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, because obviously his whole plan is gonna fail because he let me have the powers, right? That's the thing. I mean, is his coherent? I will give him this in this game. He's coherently stupid. Yeah, he's a trickster. He just wants to empower us. Like he touches crystal. But I actually think about it. When I disappeared,
いらっしゃいませ。お休みになりますか。
actually, I disappeared, and actually at that time, you know, I disappeared, and there were these 10 chains and 10 darkness, maybe because I am connected to those gods and so on. So think about that. That actually might have been why, you know, the place was in a horrible state. So that actually might be his plan. Think about it. If that was his part of his plan, that would be good. Hopefully this, I mean, that actually makes more sense to me. Yeah, that would be good. That is part of his plan, absolutely. Absolutely. I hope that's part of his plan. Yeah, that is one thing though. I don't think you actually can return to the Malboro dungeon. It didn't have a second dungeon in it, so which is understandable because you can't go back there. But yeah, you can't go back to like Tenenbaugh and so on. And also, but for that matter, Tenenbaugh did have a second weapon, but neither did Altesia, I suppose. Because I think that unfortunately the game didn't really have, again, right, the game doesn't flesh out storyline, unfortunately. But I think that Lunafae probably had the trident from Tenebra. The trident does fit more for Altesia, but for me it is like, I'm just guessing this, because I don't know, right? But either she had it found it somewhere in Altesia, because the trident and so on, but I would guess it actually was in Tenebra, right? And then she would of course like find it in Tenebra, or like, you know, have it in like somewhere in her country, right? She's like there. I don't know.
Well,
Not the queen because she lost power, there was something like that, right? And then she got the weapon. So yeah, we're missing one hunt.
今日はどうした？名を上げるにはぴったりだぜ。
Here we can see we have three of the. That was one thing I killed myself there. I think demon wall. But yeah, there's no hunt.
次もよろしくな。
So I have no idea, honestly. This is gonna be a horrible playthrough. This part here, playing with this is gonna be really boring. But I am gonna run around pretty much, just trying to like. And I wonder if there's one person that can give me. I mean, I have all the weapons now as well. And I don't know, this having an episode one should probably unlock the whole dungeon, I think. Yeah, actually, for that matter. Well, again, why is like there are few forts? I think this one. I think at this fort, I think we never actually attacked. I think like DLC. Yeah, I'm thinking like, why is that fort never attacked? Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, it's like talked by doing this, we might get. Could it be a dungeon I missed? A dungeon like the tunnels with no actually it's no blockade now, it's the map. That's kind of weird. Is that on purpose in the map again? Huh. I haven't had it. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. It's because I haven't had. There's no blockade on the map. Might be able to go after though. But yeah, it's like it's. I think the storyline was pretty good, but I wish they fleshed it out a lot more. It's kind of weird how he like killed the whole empire by himself, pretty much, by like turning into demons. But I actually don't think that was too much bad storyline. Some people say, "Oh, it's horrible, plot disease." I was like, "No, not really, actually, because actually, it's actually much better than most JRPG games. Because in most games you would be like, yeah, let's go take the capital." Then you know walk to the capital, right, and you kill like some random enemy encounters like 10 times in a row, or like some guards in the way, depending on how the game works. So you have like 10 or 50 battles, right? Just going up to the capital, the armies. Actually, like the ogres have like real strategy battles against like 20. Yeah, there's ogre things like 20 or so fight in a row in the last dungeon in the game, like storyline dungeon, and then, of course they get permanent death. So you have to like survive with them, because you're like constantly fighting the armies upwards in the tower, right? You have to kill them all to get to the king and so on. And it makes sense in this game. But in most games, it's more like, yeah, you fight them and then eventually you get to the castle, or then you get to the castle, you get in there, or and everything is restored. So usually in games you have too much of a storyline, how to say it, like the how do I say it? But, like, usually it's more like like the Star or something, right? Where the Empire is gigantic, but they easily go and kill the but you just go and kill like the. So yeah, it's not blockaded now. So only thing I can do now. But then eventually they just oh yeah, we went to kill the Emperor, and some of the armies. Oh, you just go up, right? He dies, and then everyone is giving up, right? That usually it's like, yeah, you kill the bad guy, the leader of the bad guys, and then you automatically end the war, right? It's a lot of that. I mean, in this game, I think it was clear that the Chancellor clearly has some motivations. So obviously that wouldn't be the end of him. That was very clear. Then also you have, of course, the Emperor becoming this demon. Which I actually didn't mind that much. It was still off-screen. People were writing about a lot and so on in some forum. And I read about this yesterday. I was like, no, it wasn't. You killed the Emperor. Yes, he was transformed. But no man is much. Yes, he was transformed.
本当に大丈夫かかなり暗いぞ
Actually, I can give him that. Like, it would be better. It would be better if you enter that room, that kind of weird throne room we found. We need the Protos, it's coming to later. So we enter that place, and then we see the Emperor turning into a demon. Like he will be the real on-screen demonification. That would actually be way cool, right? I can see that. So that could be really cool. But at the same time, you're chased by that demon all the time, and the game keeps giving like horror kind of theme, right? And you're chased by this immortal demon, the monsters of Resident Evil 2 and so on. That was Emperor. So I actually think kind of like, yeah, that wasn't so bad, I think, because of that.
気分転換にはなるな
Yeah, so I don't think that was that bad. It depends on what you would prefer. Either hit someone in front of you, see the cool cutscene, you kill him. That would be better, I think. I have to say though. But now instead he's fighting us, like 3 or 4 or 5 rooms. Like he's chasing you. You can kill him. He's resurrecting, and eventually you can kill him in the end of it. However, it was lampshaded, or I guess we call it by then spawning a lot of those guys in the end of it when you have to get each crystal. So it was kind of weird. But yeah, I never get this thing in the game. Like, this is a finite number of cards. Well, yeah, it's a fort here to the right as well, which also never attacked. This place is also a fort, which we never actually really, went into. That is definitely weird in the game. You have these force left here. Well, you can see they don't have the red thing.
Nocto! 魔導エンジンの音がする
It doesn't have the red, meter thing, right? So then you won't be able to like attack it. Those things you're knocking out. But yeah, we actually never used this place. I have to say that's pretty bad in the game. It feels like there are a couple of errors in the game that they have models, so to speak, but you never populated it with enemies or items. It's kind of like, here's some dungeon, or like a dungeon. Yeah, the fortune kind of dungeon is, right? Yeah, so it's like here's some kind of dungeon, but we didn't open it for you. Yeah, but you can't enter it. You see that? Yeah, it's clearly like a dungeon here, but you can never go into it. It feels weird, right? You wanna enter every possible enemy fortress or. Okay, there's nothing up here. And you can't like Yeah, you can't go up in here though. Well, yeah, I'm too... that thing. We did see some of those, that kind of build structure in their home continent, right? So, yeah. Yeah, this whole thing is a door. Yeah, so all the fort is the same thing, right? You can just have this weird door.
ここは気持ちいいな。
そうだな。
Yeah, that is weird. Like, it's something you have to do. Can you open them up? Can you go there on the dark one, actually? Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I don't get it in the game. It's like something I've missed. Maybe I should actually Google that. See, like, is it something I missed? Can you open all the forts? Or is that just like some DLC crap thing? Or is like, well, we can put this thing here and then we... Yeah. Because that thing over there, this is, you know, covering it, the whole side, that would be like, yeah, okay, that's kind of, you know, that's just the interior design kind of the world. Yeah, but that's like, yeah, okay, that's just kind of how it looks, right? That, the left here. Then it looks like you can't enter. This is a kind of man-made mountain kind of thing, right? And you feel, okay, but that thing, that has a door, right? You go up and you actually enter. Actually, I never started that camp actually. Yeah, I never tried about that camp here. Hopefully it's not blocked now then, because on the map it's not blocked anymore. Maybe the map's just bugged. Would surprise me. Okay, it's clearly not a blockade here on the map anymore. I think it's probably blocked here. I think it's just a bug on the map. That's really idiotic, because in the future you probably can go past it now, right? Yeah. This is a stupid bug on the map here. But in the future you likely can go past it, right? So I mean, you have to get insomnia. So yeah, in the future it's not blockade anymore. And and now the game, yeah. So that map is a bug. That is a crap bug. Clearly. It's simplified again. Yeah, but like, is there a dungeon I have missed then? I'm thinking about that. And it's like, that man here shouldn't be the last hunt, right? Or should it be? I don't think so. So I'm seriously thinking it's a dungeon I missed because or like, is the request here maybe now? I thought that when I've done all the dungeons or whatever, I would get and having all the weapons that should open up the doors for me some way or another. But sometimes on the map, unfortunately, you have to actually go to places to actually see like the, you know, to actually like discover the quest giver. If you aren't actually in the place where they are, you can't actually see them. Which is stupid, but yeah. So that could be it. I was thinking, what could the last hunt be? Yeah, clear done the hunt here. So let's check every place after getting to Valtisia. Yeah, and the game is kind of weird. For example, you could take the photograph for Viv, and then you could actually go back in time to give it to him. So it's kind of weird how the game works. I was thinking that the past thing now, it makes more sense now when you have. But it's just. No, I don't know really. This would be the worst playthrough ever because I just have to kind of think about places that could have unlocked stuff now. Yes, old arcade. Oh, it's Volgis. This quest might have a new quest. If you have on the Black Trucker Bones one, because he gives you quests sporadically, right? And I mean, I'm guessing that it's going to be a gold Trucker Bow as well. Given that you also have like the gold, blue, gold, like blue, purple, whatever, black and gold, maybe silver in all the other games, and the last quest was a black Trucker Bow now. So yeah, it would feel kind of weird if that stopped, if it stopped there. I feel there should be one more hunt, one more optional quest on that part. So check it out. So I've been in every place, I believe. I think I've been in every place, and I couldn't find the last hunt. And that is like, obviously in the future there's no hunts. There doesn't even a restaurant in the future anymore. So yeah, that would be very surprising if there's a future in that hunt. But still though in the game, yeah, like yes, the past thing makes more sense now when you actually are in the 10 years in the future. But it makes no sense looking at the Artesian to this way, because you have to do hunts in Artesia, right, to get more rank points. So you can rank up as a hunter. And when you do that, that actually opens up new hunts in Lucis. But in Lucis, because in Lucis that is in the past, it says. So the future should affect your past, right? So that thing is just weird.
チョコボに会える。
緊張がほぐれるな。
Weird, right? It might get an request. Fortunately not.
今日は何の用だい？お兄さん方は変わりないかい？また顔を見せてくれ。
There should be more quests here. There's one more, I think. Okay. Where's the nearest camp here? I'm gonna do trick racing instead. This place should be some trick racing, but that is probably the best as well. Yeah, I'm doing some racing. But to do race, I'm pretty sure I need to see. I'm not 100% sure actually, but I'm almost that if you feed Chocobo, camps, or stamina, if you're fast, so depending on the feed, so that is the best thing. One on everything. So given that, yeah, so given that, I do believe that probably will actually you'll probably have that in your actual race prep. So let's do some technical racing.
お疲れさん。
Yeah, I think I'll put the ice anyway. Yeah. Suspense, but I don't know.
やっと着いた。
Water now.
体がベタベタで気持ち悪い。
ほんと
Yeah, I think
疲
I
れ
missed
た。
something. Maybe they're just gonna take the next dungeon then in the game. Because you didn't get new hunts doing the Malboro and all that. the hunts up there. And also it's kind of weird you can't go back to those areas in the game. Okay, so trying to do new stuff each time. We don't want to spend too much. Yeah, okay. Go over the stress. Yeah, but it's kind of weird that you can't go back to areas. And I mean that's that. I think that most of the older, fantasy games didn't do that. Like you could sure maybe you could return to this city right now, like X City, in the storyline. But then you get some stuff, and then you open up this relationship, and you get this guy, and then you can return to everything in the game. And this game has this kind of weird thing, and I think that since FF12 is even FF10 actually, FF10 we didn't have a world map. We had a world map.
So you get like
you wrote in and you can see what that's one always has something map. Like in 12 you also had a map. 12 it felt more like a map, I would say. So 10 is a linear from south to the north. 12 is more like an actual globe. Yeah, 10 actually feels like you're pretty much traveling in one continent, like in Sweden, south of Sweden. Right? It's like you're not going between places in the game. Definitely feel like that. But anyway, since this is 10 then, I would say first and foremost, you haven't actually had like a world, actually flying around and so on. It's so weird, like that's a typical JRPG thing. Like Dragon Quest has it. For example, in the new Dragon Quest game, so you unlock the bird in the 8th, for example. Then you can fly around, right, and actually like land on islands or like get into this like forest cliff you couldn't actually go to earlier, and have like metal signs on it. That whole discovery thing is gone in this game since FF10 actually, right? FF9 we had FF7, FF8, FF6 and so on. All of them had the airship, right? And that I think is a big mistake actually. In all of this fantasy games, the newest ones, we don't have that complete game world, right, to explore, or you don't have to be able to land everywhere, but that thing, right? So it's kind of weird here then that we have kind of covered, like we have explored this continent, right, and we don't get to explore this continent here, I guess, in the end of it. But it could be like, oh no, in this current time there's too many armors you can't play, you get shut down, so you can only fly like here, why not? So we explored all the continent to the west here, but only in the north of it. That was frozen, like the middle frozen and the north with Tenebros. And only the first island in Tenebros. That's pretty weird, right? It's like, I can see there are other continents, so like this place, you can read here, like, oh, they are lower and deep, but this thing is what, you can't actually go there. That's, it's a really weird feeling to it, right?
Yeah,
but the thing is that it makes more sense than like Sokoden, for example. In Sokoden games, you only have one country pretty much per game, like 1 or 2 countries. But that even makes more sense because like you don't have this kind of, you don't have technological, you can fly in this game. You don't have like airships that can fly, so you don't have stuff. So it makes sense that you limit that more to.
Go!
Yeah, so you see I have more stamina now. I'm faster. So that's how I did him. I had a lead for quite a thing most of it. And suddenly he just, outrun me at the last minute with an insane sprint run. So it's not possible. But this time then I have the boost chocobo. But yeah, like so this game, first game you have to have the world. The thing is that you never actually explore stuff. You don't explore like, just for dummies and so on. You have dummies, but you rarely explore them. This game is more about understanding how to get every character, right? So you don't go and like, oh, well, let's go up here this mountain here and try to find this thing here, and it's more like, oh, after this place, these guys here, this dragon land, so they want to join me, maybe, how they join me, I will do this quest. It's more like that, right? It's another way of how the game is played in general, right? So that's also one. That's important that game. never really decide to find the best one for the characters because there's so many characters, right? So instead you upgrade stuff.
余裕だな。
So on.
勝負はこれからだ。
Yeah, now this was super easy instead. Okay, yeah, some chocobo racing. And I can't see why would you would have the chocobo AP thing. Because the racing in this game is more boring, to be honest. Not super boring, but it's kind of boring.
次まで新しいコースを用意しておくね。 ぜひまた挑戦してみてね。
You can press like sprint or not on it, something you can do.
やあ、チョコボ乗ってく。君たちの熱いレースを見て、チョコボたちが走り出そうにうずうずしてるんだ。全員分のチョコボを貸すから、みんなで競争してみてね。
Goal is also much more interesting, of course.
よし、行くぞ。
The whole, say the racetrack, right? The weird casino world. So it's everyone now, I guess. Yeah, full force.
Ready? Go!
勝負だ。
Hoping to unlock them.
それ。余裕だな。
Some of a race with everyone.
よっ。
That is one character.
それ。うり。
Just one lap.
勝負はこれからだ。
それ。俺の勝ち。
Fat Chocobo, yes, classic summon. F7 was first thing I think of Chocobo. You can summon Chocobo, then you can attack them and so on, so it'll be weakest summon in the game. But sometimes you got the fast one instead. It's landed on like 10,000 more damage.
次まで新しいコースを用意しておくね。ぜひまた挑戦してみてね。
When you had,
やあ、チョコボ乗ってく。チョコボフープの新コースを思いついたんだ。僕の自信作。
yeah,
君にクリアできるかな？
But let's think about it, you might get more.
よし、行くぞ。
You might actually, yeah, I was thinking like, how the hell is that racing things I'm talking about? You might actually get more than 1 AP per race. Like the harder races, you get like 3 AP maybe win or something. Maybe. It feels like, I don't want to get that thing. I tested it once.
Ready?
Without saving, upstream, testing it. For when I did a jive thing, it's like, yeah, it's pretty crap.
よっ。 よっ。それ。よっ。それ。
Let's actually get a little more complicated here.
よっ。
There's like a lot of.
うり。
Oh.
それ。それ。よっ。
It's kind of clunky in my defense. The controller fortunately not very nice, I think. Like it's kind of hard to do this smooth turn. So you're very rigid.
Uri. Sore.
If you miss that one, that would be horrible. It would turn back again. So that's what I do. Watch out there. Yeah, I think that you maybe get more AP if you do it real quickly. And maybe this is really good for me, but I very much doubt. I have this tried that. So that's true. It's actually true. Maybe it's really good if you do it really quickly without time over. Maybe that's like really good. Maybe like 10 minutes if you do, you know.
ぜひまた挑戦してみてね。
Maybe.
いや、チョコボ乗ってく。
But yeah. Oh, nice.
可愛らしい女の子が君との勝負をお望みだよ。
可愛い女。
驚いた？さあ、ノクト、私と勝負だ。
Yeah, no, he's just appearing behind Gaudry is like hiding behind him, like time for a battle. Showboy in this duel, right? It's like time for a duel or battle. Depending on the context.
Ready?
Oh, Showboy there.
Go!
私に勝てるかな？
うり。
絶対負けない。
It's much faster than what.
おお、いい勝負。
うり。
ここから本気出すよ。
Hopefully, I really careful everyone here. All of the characters are gonna be in the race, hopefully.
絶対負けない。うわ、早い。
よっしゃ。
嘘、負けた。
I like her voice actors, be good.
また勝負しようね。
I mean, I did read she's gonna be a playable character in DLC.
お疲れ様。
I guess used for the
おめでとう。
DLC's part. This place probably can use her in the future or so.
ぜひまた挑戦してみてね。いや、チョコボ乗ってく。
The last one? Yeah, I think so.
そう、また来てね。
Yeah, no button. No. Where is it? Here, maybe? I don't know. Key items? No idea. Not here either. Accessory. Okay, so it is actually that item. Wow. No idea. Huh. I think like, yeah, because I got like the master medal there, it's like, okay. Where is it? Do anything? Can you use it? Again, unfortunately, this game also have and no new quests like at the golden sort of thing. Also do it. I was hoping that that might be it, you know, like if I need the racing thing, that also might unlock some stuff. One thing I want to go and do, actually might be fast to do this thing actually. If I do the archives things. No, actually, it's a screenshot by me.com, so you probably can't find it here. Yeah. My PS4 one place around there. Yeah, let's go to that place. But yeah, so apparently you could teleport down. Then I think when again the Umbra teleporting. Yeah, so apparently you could teleport. You could teleport earlier onto some patch thing. Maybe that text was so confusing and buggy because maybe they forced that in there. What is it? I don't know. But clearly, if you ask me, I pray about that. all the time, right, when I was doing chapter like 9 and 10 and so on, 11 and 12, maybe not TC, but 10 to 12 at least, that, wow, you should definitely be able to summon Umbra at any time here. Not at any time, but at any of the post stops, like, and so on. That's kind of weird. Also, it's kind of weird that you can't replay the Marlboro place. Because if they had it in India, you can be like, oh, do you talk to Umbra from like Lucis and say, do you want to turn to the past or the current time, which is like, Insomnia, or do you want to go to Artesia, or do you want to go to like, whatever, Tenebro, or like, so applications. And also, of course, Tenebro should have been a dungeon or something, like fighting Ludafight's brother Ravus at Tenebro instead. So it would be much better than fighting like a half demon Ravus at the last dungeon. For sure. For sure that would be better. But yeah, like that is definitely one thing I think the game could have done better. Again, do like more cities and like more areas. And also, as I mentioned, that's kind of weird. That the older franchise needs, older games could also turn to this. Since that was, as I said, a slow down to a 30 mistake, you couldn't go back, right? So.
おかえりなさい。取れたてのお魚はいかがですか？
パーッと飲みてえとこだが。
This is what I want. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This one actually. Yeah, okay, yeah, because this one is just a big spoiler for the game, right? I said it first time I saw it, like, that is probably the character, and even probably the order of them, and you can clearly see that this is the right order as well, because that exactly is the order you get. You get Titan, Ramu, Shiva, Leviathan, Bahamut, Ifrit, yeah, that's exactly the order you have. So Ifrit is obviously going to be in Insomnia, so we'll check it out, yeah. Obviously, that's the 66 one. Exactly. It's a little weird that Ifrit after Bahamut or Bahamut is the best one and so on in the other games. Yeah, that's what I want to check out. Yeah, I was saying that several times yesterday, like, where is Ifrit? Are we trying to get Bahamut and it's over? So talking about six, and I was like, but well, yeah, I was saying that it should be Ifrit the last one, right? So I'm sure that Ifrit of that pamphlet over here. And I was like, Bahamut should be the last one. Like, yeah, it was like that. That's what's kind of confusing me. Well, obviously on that thing is the exact order to get them. Yeah, and I even said that maybe like 10 pictures back like that. After I had Titan and Ramu, I was like, this pamphlet, and I went back here again and said, this pamphlet, it says, Titan and Ramu, so probably the next one's gonna be Leviathan, and after that Shiva. So yeah. Okay, yeah, that one had him as the last one. Ifrit as the last one, yeah, so that makes sense. I think it must be in a city where I missed somewhere, or I missed a dungeon. That just makes sense to miss a whole dungeon. So I think that the channel didn't have, like a. Do you need to beat the game to get the last? Maybe. Huh. I wasn't gonna do this actually. I'm gonna actually. I think you should Google this. I'm thinking like I was wondering. I don't know how I do it. I just wanna like, I'm wasting my time or not, because it feels like can I get to rank 9 in Hunt before beating the game? That is my question here, right? Like, I'm just feeling that it doesn't seem to be possible. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm completely unsure of it, right? Where is this bit, right? Let's go up there. Let's see if I'm wasting my time on one, because this is very unclear to me right now, because I have been at every place. Nothing useful. I'm thinking like, what the hell have I missed? Yeah, I don't even know, like, is this one? So it could be any monster, actually, any monster. I don't even know what to do. Here's some, exactly me, 27 to 30. Yeah, all the weapons.
Nocta, クローズネスト行かない？
またジャンクフードか。
Yeah.
体にも悪いし、太るぞ。
Exactly. I was afraid of this. So that's why I had to Google this. Very unfortunately, and I guess so, but I don't see why the game is doing this.
いらっしゃいませ。
Okay, I was afraid of that.
お伺いしますよ。
Someone here is exactly the same issue as me, right? But this is I think is actually really bad game design right there. Honestly, I hate this kind of, you know, like you have an open world, but it's not entirely open world, and that's kind of like, what, okay, fine, but tell me then that. So yeah, there's someone exactly the same as me here. Like I have 27 of 30, like I have, so 3 more left. And it's like, you know, how the hell do I get it? I have every weapon, I've done every dungeon, you know, and why is it no last hunt, right? Yeah, and it's like, you have to beat the game, and it's like, that actually is helping 1 week later. Yeah, you have to beat the game, and then you get a new one less though. Really, really stupid. It's like, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And I was doing it now. It's like, why is no hunter? You deprecate this book, yes, I have to actually play the future thing. You have to do the. Yeah, that was exactly what I was. That was exactly what I was afraid of when I was in Cardiff. When I went down there again, I was like, wait a minute, I'm probably stuck on this thing until it. Yeah, exactly afraid of that thing. Just to make sure as well then, you have to beat the game to also get this thing. So I was thinking if you stupid there. So much, you have to beat the game as well. So then you could have done it like in FF13 was much smarter than that you know could actually, you have to beat the game, but you also couldn't do like one line strike. In FF13 was like, yeah, okay, you have to, you know, beat the game. Forget like the last 10 or so hunts pretty much, right? To beat them and so on. But this game is kind of like, you know, the storyline is so easy compared to the hunts. So there should have been like getting the storyline, and then you can unlock these hunts, right? For example, that like this thing now is blocking you to get rank 9. Like if the game had said to get to rank, say rank 4 or 5, you have to beat the game. That would have been much smarter, right? So you have to actually beat the game at like a reasonable level. You could be maybe 10 or 20 levels higher, but it could be like 40 levels higher, right? And then you get the hunts, making the all option stuff, right? That would have made much more sense. No one says like, oh, you can go way past the storyline in levels and so on, but then you have to go back to the storyline to get like the last level of hunts, right? It's kind of like an F13, both F13 it was hard all the way up there anyway. So it's like, yeah, so that must be different there. But you probably have to beat the game then. To also get the... I just want to know that. I don't know how to do it, I just want to know. Yeah, wants to beat the game. So okay, yeah. So I expected. Okay then. This will be the game then. I also have to say it's kind of weird you can't actually camp in the past, in future I mean, because obviously you can't use that. But yeah, so there's nothing you can do here, like fish, like some sugar bow. We have to beat the game then. Go to the present, I can cut here and do another playthrough thing, so a small break. Then I'm just gonna play the playthrough, play the next one. See, I was afraid of that. I was thinking about that when I was down there and so on, and looking at the hunts. I was like, it has to be that, yeah. It has to be that. You have to actually beat the game to get both the dungeons and the last hunt then. And I'll say that's a terrible design, but I think that makes sense to me that the game, as I talk about a lot of game plus one, you could read my book about that, but those kind of design things. That obviously the game is a game plus thing, so yeah, you have to like beat the game and then you get them. Completely standard, nothing wrong with that whole thing. And actually, that you can't go to like 8 to 9. If the game has probably like 9 or 10 as its max cap, it's a pretty good cap actually for your like when you should beat the game there, right? I said 5 earlier, but that meant more about the level thing. So 5 would make less sense if it's like 5 to 10, right? Because it's 5 levels left. That'd be really weird. So that would be kind of strange. But so like 8 to 9 is actually probably 8 to 9 or 10, 9 to 10. It's probably the best actually. We have to beat the game. So I don't even want to complain too much about it. However, right, the problem again is that clearly that is not very well designed. I will say that yes, okay. You have, well, there's two things. One thing should be, of course, with the game to tell you that, not tell you exactly, but the game should pretty much imply to you. The game should imply to me, as the player, that, well, like if I talk to the Hunter Headquarter guy, Dave, something, that should be like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get to rank 9, how do I get there? Because I want to do the last demons in the world, the big bosses. How do we get there, bro? And he's like, well, to get to rank 9, you have to like say the word, only the greatest hunters in the history can beat the rank 9. Like something like that. It's a very, small dialogue with him saying that, after you got now in like 27, 30, right? He should probably comment on that, like, well, you probably have to do this, or like, maybe not even there, but when you're like red 8 or something, he should say to you, to get 9, you have to kill these guys, but you also have to say the word, I think, that would be some indication for that. Clearly, that is needed, but I think primarily then, the problem is the big, again then this game, is also is mistake in this game, right? It's always been an issue in this game. Of course, it's the, what is the button? It's of course a level thing, right? So that's level 44, right? 44 World of Ruin. That was 88. It must be 77, yeah. So obviously I'm like level 73, 74. So 30 levels higher than that thing is. It's way higher die. And have way better items and so forth. So clearly, the game should have been, that's why I said earlier that, maybe it should be like 4 to 5, right? Something, 56 maybe, because the blocking off doing the ranks is actually a really good idea, I think, in the game. I think it's a really good idea, if it's done better, right? Right now it's just stupid. Right now it's just like, yeah, you can do the free to play or the open world thing for 60 hours, then you have the storyline. But it was much better to be now if you can work for 30 hours, then storyline, then 30 more hours would be way better, because obviously again the storyline is too easy. So if you want to have a block, for the storyline, I can even live with that. Like in 13, it makes sense. But in this case, it really doesn't make any sense, right? Because the end is clearly too low level, right? So if the block was, in this case then, depending on its level and so on, the block should probably be around rank 5 or 6 or maybe even 4, right? Let's say 5 now, it's half of the ranks. Then the game should be like, oh, to get to 6, you have to actually go and beat the game, right? So then you're around level 35 or 40-ish. So you do the storyline, the level to 30, they aren't that hard. And then you get this part, and they are like 44, 50. And it's like, okay, yeah, fine, you know. So just did challenging. They're like super easy, not super hard either. Kind of mediocre for you if you did all the hunts and so on. But you have the storyline, pretty easy, but it's like not overly easy. Right? Maybe like medium difficulty. If you need very few hunts, you know, then it's hard. Like, it should be hard. So that's how it should be. If you want to have a block, right? Because the block should be, of course, positioning itself as a place where it's actually kind of fitting in to the strength of the player, right? So 44, clearly the player shouldn't be higher than 50 or so when they have to do this, right? If the player is higher than 50, that means the block is too late, right? If the player is higher than fucking level 70, the block is way too late. So that's the problem with this thing, right? Definitely the problem with this here. It's actually very badly done, if you ask me. Like, it's absolutely horribly designed on when the block is. So there is a block. I've been waiting to get to this block here for a while, right? First I had one block, I had to Althesia, which makes sense because I had like 10 hunts there, so that was like huge, so like 2 blocks. You went from like rank 6 to rank 8 doing Althesia pretty much. So that thing, okay, fine. Yeah, that block. Well, actually, I think about that block also was crap then, but like that little hunts there, that makes sense, however. But yes, that block also was bad because again that's another storyline block. So in actuality, they have two. Think about it, they have 2 hunt storyline blockers. The whole Althesia is like one whole rank of, you know, like 30 stars, 35 or something like that, and this one with 3 stars. So, you know, Althesia should have been like rank 3 or 4 or something, right? That's a big issue here, right? Althesia should have been way earlier, blocking you way earlier, telling you that, oh, you want to go to rank 4, well, you have to do Althesia, you get Althesia, then you get like 5 of 10 ranks here, right? You do those, you get to rank 4, you can go back in the past, you know, do some hunt, do some stuff, get to rank 5, then you go to this again, that will unlock the, the last half, that you get 7 days. If it's something like that, it would be way better. But instead it was like, you know, oh, you get there, you're like rank 7, 6, 7, and you were already, you know, like 50 levels higher than it should be for Althesia, right? So that was bad, and this is also bad. But I think about it, it's probably more on the Althesia part. That block should have been way earlier to force you to restore enough for Althesia. And, well, of course, then you should do that, and that should be another block, like here then. And then you actually don't have to need that block. But yeah, well, it depends, like, this block is more important because this is the BT game block. So that is a block that's also badly designed, but this is the worst one, of course. Both of them are horrible designed, but this is the worst one because obviously this one is puts you at doing the storyline at a good pacing. Like, you don't want to rob the player from having too high level and too easy in it, because you want the player to be like, oh, I farmed up and I just killed that shit in one attack. You want to have the player to have that experience as they want to. But it shouldn't be like in this game where it's just ridiculously easy, right? Where it's just like ridiculous how much overleveled you are, how easy it's overleveled, because you have so much to do. You all the hunts and so on, and you keep doing them, you know, for 20 more hours than you should, right? Then eventually you have to go. So like right now then, so now you're like one step next to rank 9, and then so you have some storytelling telling you that you probably have to do the storyline. You go and do the storyline, right? And that makes sense to me. As long as the storyline would be around the same level as rank 9 then, right? Or get to rank 9, or like more like rank 7 opposed to 8, right? Like one rank less. So if the boss is on rank 8, they are 60, like 60, 65. So if the enemy bosses here would be maybe, I don't know, 60 or so at least. That would be good, right? So yes, you're still stronger than them because you did everything in the game. You did all the dungeons, you did all the hunts, so you're stronger, so you're overleveled. But you know, yeah. But this game, oh, absolutely not. You're so much stronger. Of course, also the game gives you too much experience points and so on as well. Then, so like when I did the hunts on 65, I was 70 already at that point. Right? So I was too high level even for the hunts, right? So again, yeah, this game it's based on 2 things, I think: fleshing out characters. I did mention that in this stream earlier, but I was thinking about it all the time. The prompt part of it was horrible. in many ways, because it's like I kind of like the whole some demons on, but it has no build up. Why couldn't it be like Prompto talking to you earlier saying that, oh, I always felt a need to be your friend, I don't know why. It's like I felt like I was coded in my brain to wanna be with royalty or something stupid like that, right? Why couldn't it be like implied that he was like, you know, had some kind of addiction to that, and then you could express it, oh yes, he's a demon, so that's why, you know, he was coded. Or the whole thing is felt forced to make you open the door. Why not? I was saying before it happened, oh, he's probably gonna be half demon now, or like they're probably gonna like demonize his leg or arm or something, like his gun arm is gonna be like a, you know, like why not that? Demonize his arm, then he opens up the door with this new demon arm. Like that would make a lot more sense, right? If they already disfigured Ignis, I was like, why don't they disfigure his arm or something like that? Yeah, but no, this truly is actually a demon all the time. I was like, wait, what the fuck? But there's no build up for it, so sort of horrible. So yeah, fleshing out characters in the general storyline. So story sounds like you want more of it, right? It sounds like you want more of it. And again then, talk about all the time in this game, all the time. The level thing, difficulty thing is so bad in this game, horribly bad. Like this thing, this proves it again, they have no idea what they're doing with the levels of the enemies compared to the optional levels and so on. Like what and how they should, you know, how they should like cooperate, say how they should be linked to each other. So here you have as again a block that's forcing you to go do the storyline, which I'm actually for. I think it's a good idea to have it in the game. I think it's a good idea to say to the player, you have to go do the storyline now. So otherwise storylines will be absolute crap for you, because it's way too easy. Okay, it's easy now, but if you keep doing the optional things, it's going to be ridiculously easy. That's going to be fun, right? You have to have it somewhat of a challenge. Not too much, but somewhat, right? But if you head out everything as I said, right, obviously you should be overpowered, because you want to be overpowered. That's your choice as a player. But again then, that means like maybe 10 levels higher than the last boss in the game, not like twice as level, right? So yeah, so horrible way to put the block. But always obvious to me though, the more I was back there again in the past, I was like, well actually, I can't do shit now, right? Because I have to go and do the story. It's fits that I've been around here. I checked Hammerhead again now after the block is gone, which is clear it's a bug in the game, and because it's gone here in the future, not in the past. So the map there is a bug, and I was like, yeah, okay, this can't be done, right? It's nothing new here now, even though I went back in the past now. So yeah, I can't actually have to beat the game. The game should explain it better, not directly in your face, but like I had implicitly by the hunt or something like that. And obviously then that should be way earlier this block. So I don't mind this block if it was done, you know, as a good way. So again, unfortunately, this game is always like the game is pretty good. It's pretty fun, you know, it's a great graphics. Like the last night yesterday, the scripted events is also like pulling out, also very good. All that's very good, but it's like, it's great in all the premises again there, but the details, especially again, however, again on the numbers, ruins the game. The detail, the quest design, so to speak, the quest design and the hunter design, so to speak, that guy is, that or those people have failed compared to that. Again, the thing makes no sense in the game. It's like, okay, you have a blocker, that's fine, that's a good design idea to have, so you're forced to play to do the storyline eventually, but you should tell them that implicitly, like, you know, oh, you probably have to say the word something to get the right line. What happened again? You tell me that fuck's sake, and again then, based on the level here, you know, the game, that block should have been at rank 5 or something at most, right? Not at rank 8. So, unfortunately, I think the game again, and it's almost kind of sad, right? Sad / funny, because it's faced. I say the word, I repeat it, but again, it's faced on the same thing. I think it fails on the hunts are too easy. The storyline bosses are the same level as the last dungeon storyline. Like, why is that? Like, that's stupid, because if I did this thing, then I do like X is 20 and then Y is 18, like something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? Because Y has to be done after X. Like, it's not even an optional path here. You have to do X and then you do Y, and Y is easier. Like, the enemies in Y is weaker. Like, why is it that? That bit is really bad design again on the enemies difficulty, the enemies level, the enemy strength, right, the enemy numbers, because it's like, but you had to do this first. You had to do A and then B. So why is B weaker? Because you did A, you leveled up doing A, because of a new weapon doing A. Maybe you see a summon, but you need to do A, right? That gave you stuff. And then it's like, hey, here's B, you know? And it's weaker, right? So I think the game has been failing on that continuously. The game has been failing on that. Here again we see that it feels like they have no idea how to actually implement the thing. Like in theory, the blocker is a good idea, right? That's my point. In theory it makes perfect sense to have the blocker there. Absolutely makes perfect sense. I would have done it as well. Outside this game, I would have blocked as well, right? I would have done it. But I would make the storyline that have, you know, level 80 enemies, right? Or 70, right? Yeah. But then the storyline would be way harder. Actually, I think the game in general could just increase, you know, the storyline enemies by like 2x, right? If you've done that, that would be much more interesting. That would make the storyline better, right? Because obviously most players are gonna be way higher level than enemies. So on. So like the last dungeon, like the end to 30 or so, I was 75, right? They were like 31. And it's, even if they were 62, right? I would still be way stronger than them. So I think that the game definitely could use like, you know, 2x every enemy in the storyline. Because most players will yes, I agree on that. You know, you should be able to do the storyline quite easy, so you get to the story if you're a casual player. But like, come on, this game is quite easy. The combat system in the game is much easier than other games in its franchise and so on. Especially compared to the last game, which was much harder. FF12 was somewhat hard in some parts, very hard parts. If you did good gambits, it was kind of easy eventually. But yeah, like if you did a good script, it was kind of easy eventually. But you know, you had a lot of strategy. F3 is way harder than the film, way harder. F10 also harder and so on and so forth. But yeah, however though, I did one shot the last boss in F10, first time I won there with one attack with Baka. So you can't complain too much on the game, obviously not. But the F10 was like, the game had, you know, like a decreased difficulty, linear, and good pacing for the first like 90% of that. And then it gives you open world, right? That's in FF13. So that was like, okay, now we can just go out and level. Yeah. And then was down the last boss too easy. FF13 is like, you do that, give it open world in the end, but then you have to still go and do the boss, you know, until you can do the last like 10 or 15 bosses. So they kind of force barrier, which is smart. But this game then, again, I'm pretty sad, but yeah, again, it fails on the levels, right? It fails on the level, it fails on difficulty. So I always found it's kind of hilariously bad in this game, because it's like, yeah, you had the blocker design concept, which is a good idea. I would use it myself, but the implementation, the actual practice of using it, it's failed, right? It's miserably failed, because it should have been 20 or 30 hours earlier in the game when the blocker should be set, right? Or as I said, just to make it easy for you, why don't you make everything twice as hard in the storyline? Then the blocker thing would be actually an unreasonable level, right? Put roughly a reasonable level, like the last dungeon would be too easy, still too easy, but at least it would be somewhat harder and so on. So it's, yeah, it's kind of interesting for me how they have failed. I mean, I'm honestly saying it. I said it last time, and I say it again. I honestly feel it's like one person, one or just a team of few people, right, that in my opinion have ruined the game easily. Because like I would say the level thing and so on, that definitely is a -1 point. And then the UX stuff and the fleshing out of characters, the storyline is good but not good enough. That's one minus point. The UX half and the story half a point for that, for the fleshing out of backgrounds and so on. Right, but it's one whole point I would take unfortunately for the game. And as I said, I want to love the game, but definitely 1 point minus for me right away, because of, right away, but like clearly experiencing the game, that is horrible in the game. Because it's always like this in this game. It's always like this. It's always this weird, like, why is the block at level like 75, right? The block should be at level 50 or something, right? Because enemies are 40. And it's so easy to. It's just the easiest numbers, right? Like the easiest math, right? If you tell me that, okay, the last boss is level 50, and you say design a blocker, so the player has to go and actually play the storyline at a reasonable level, and I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to play it to have to play it on 50. So I want to give the player some options. I want to give the player, if they want to be really strong and be overpowered, I should let them be that. But so 50, I'll be like 60 maybe could be a good level where you have to go into the storyline. And then maybe they could have been 65 at most if they did absolutely everything. They were like level 62 or something like that. And then they go and do the storyline. And then they get a few levels to do the storyline or something else. So it might be 65 or so when they get there. But that's in the extreme case. That's 60 feet more than like the optional player kind of guy. And the casual player would be like 45 or so. Yeah. So okay, that's what I would do it. Like I wouldn't be like, yeah, 50 is the last boss. Yeah, okay, 70, 80 maybe. Like it makes no sense. Like it's such easy math too. Like it's the most arbitrary, like banal, easy math paid up in this game. Like absolutely horrible. Like, it's the same thing again and again. As I say that, you know, it's interesting in a way because it's like this issue. I think you can have it in the game all the time. Wrong recommended levels, wrong order of bosses in the hunts, right? Storyline bosses being the same or even weaker level. Optional dungeons where one optional dungeon is clearly earlier, like the two fourth dungeons. One of them is clearly earlier, much many hours earlier, but they have the exact same level of enemies and even the bosses. It's like, what the heck, why? Clearly the other one is way hard or way late to be, should be twice hard, and so on. And here again we see the blocker thing is completely mismatched, right? And it feels to me, like I said in my rant, the other rant, that it's the same person, right? The same person or same team of people that have done all of these mistakes. Easily reduce the game for me, game space for me, and the quality of the game on that, because this is definitely horrible quality when it comes to, as I mentioned, the recommended levels of, because it makes no sense, right? And it's like, yeah, again, as I repeat myself, it's the same thing. It's the same mistake. Blocker, good idea. Like in theory, blocker is good, but this time in practice, it's horribly put. Horribly put. Yeah, so anyway, that's the end of this playthrough, and I didn't rant. It's a Chocobo some fishing playthrough. I'm gonna do a later playthrough today when I beat the game. I'm supposed to have to beat the game, or at least start beat the game. But I'm thinking I'm trying to use the next playthrough. I'm gonna try to just play, you know, the game from here and just beat the whole left dungeon, right? And then tomorrow or whatever next week, I'm gonna do the last hunt time game, so do the extra dungeons and stuff like that. Which I'm looking forward to more than actually storyline. But yeah, almost it's the blocker here. Just put it wrong. it's so weird to me. Because it's so easy to not do it. It's just an obvious mistake. But yeah, see you guys next time.